What's going on, Grandma family? It's your man, Grandma J here, coming at y'all with this video. Today is March 15th, 2020. Tomorrow I have a delivery. I am due for home time March 20th, from March 20th to March 24th, 2020. Right now I'm currently solo because Eli has to handle some personal business. So I will be solo for a little bit until he comes back, and then we're gonna be teaming again. So I'm thinking about starting up a little series where I could kind of show y'all, give y'all a gauge on what kind of miles you can average as a solo driver here at Prime. I am in a condo truck, so my pay rate will be 5 cents per mile less than a lightweight truck, but it's no biggie. I just want to kind of give y'all a gauge on what kind of miles you could potentially get as a solo driver. So far, this is my first load solo, and it was 1,272 miles. So we'll see how they run me till they could get me to the house. But first load, 1,272 miles. I will be doing a series. I will just be doing a collection of videos and putting them together and probably uploading it at the end of the month or something like that. So I think that would be a decent little series for those that are interested in becoming company drivers over here. But as you always know, everyone's experience is different depending on who you dispatch with, where you're dispatched out of, all of that good stuff. But that's not the point of this video. The point of me making this video is because I see a lot of y'all may be interested in maybe becoming a team driver or running a team operation, and y'all might want my opinion on it. What better way than for me to give y'all my 100% honest opinion. I can be blunt with some of the things that I say, but I'd rather be that way than to try to sugarcoat it a bit. So bear with me. And once again, like I said, this is my personal opinion. But I want to start this topic video off with saying, this is not me saying whether it is worth it to be team or not worth it to be team, but I do want to say that becoming a team driver over here at Prime, the money isn't significantly different to the point where you could need to be hell-bent over whether you should go team or solo. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with con number one. And I've spoken about this before, but I did put that video on private, so I'm gonna say it again. I do feel like there is a lot of ups and downs with our checks to the point where it does not seem coincidental anymore. A lot of good check, bad check, good check, bad check, good check, bad check. And I know we aren't supposed to get all of these crazy miles every single week. That's the nature of the beast. Like in trucking, everything isn't consistent. But I just find it weird how 1 week we can be effortlessly ran, and make a decent check, maybe a 5,000 mile check. And then literally the next week we only get like 2,000 miles or something short of 3,000 miles. So that's one of my biggest cons over here. Like it's just a lot of good check, bad check, good check, bad check. And I'm gonna give y'all an example in a few. But con number two is there is no guaranteed pay for team drivers over here. I don't know about other companies, but there's no guaranteed pay. And I feel like as long as a team is available for dispatch, there should be some type of guaranteed pay, because no solo team should be getting, no solo team, that doesn't make sense. No team should be getting the 2,000 mile checks or like 3,000 mile checks. And for those that haven't watched my paycheck video, which y'all should watch if y'all are interested in teaming here, if you don't go above 3,000 miles, you don't see any bonuses. So literally we're making 28 cents per mile for any miles below 3,000, if I'm remembering my math correctly. But yes, if you don't hit 4,000 or above, kids seeing $1,000 check goodbye. You have to hit 4,000 miles here, probably depending on your tax situation. But for the most part, if you don't hit 4,000 miles here, you're not seeing $1,000 check. So here goes an example right here. The week of the 6th, March 6th, my check was $1,199.17, and that was 4,708 miles. Literally the following week, which is the week of the 13th, my check was $643.30, and that was 2,736 miles. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that check for the 6th was missing, I want to say $100. Don't quote me on it because I just finished paying Prime back. But still, you still have to hit 4,000 or above to see a decent check. Con number three which is obvious depending on who you team with, but I don't really think it matters. In this small space, whenever you choose to team, train, or even have somebody on a truck with you, you choose to give up your personal space. There, not all the time, but sometimes there are times where I just want to be alone. I don't want to be bothered, and just having the presence of someone else around when you want to be alone, it just, y'all know what I mean. But for the most part, it's like a lot of things you can't do because you have to be really considerate of whoever else is on this truck. This is a very small, tight space, and you can't do a lot of the things that you would do by yourself. And also on top of that, whenever I'm on the phone with my lady, I try to be really respectful of my co-driver, and I try not to have certain types of conversations. And you know, you just got to keep your conversations to a minimum or low, or you can't like blast music. You can't just be 100% yourself how you are in a solo truck, like as far as being loud and stuff like that, because you have to be really considerate of the person that's in the back. So that's the only thing that I can say about that. Another con, number 4, is the constant change in terrain and time zones. Teams tend to go coast to coast a lot, obviously, and especially when you get at high elevations, I start getting really bad headaches, and it's just the poor sleep that you get being team, because when you change time zones constantly, your body is trying to adapt to what's going on, but everything is happening so fast. It's really hard on the body, and it's really stressful on the body. I have been taking melatonin every night or whenever my shift is over, because it is really hard for me to sleep, especially with my shifts constantly switching. When you're solo, your shifts do switch, but when you're a team, they switch a whole lot more, to the point where one day you might be running the daytime twice that week or something, and next thing you know, you're flipped to the nighttime and you haven't had that much sleep. It's just, your sleeping schedule is so sporadic that it just becomes really stressful on your body, and it's really hard to sleep. So that's something else you have to keep in mind. On top of the rough roads that you ride on, sometimes you don't get sleep at all. And that's that with the cons, I guess I can say. Now on to the pros. Y'all might say, well, if you feel like you aren't significantly making that much more money than what you would have made as a solo driver, why not just go solo? Because of one, the potential to make more money. Now, I know that they said that January, the first quarter of the year, is always the slowest. So I'm trying to see what it's going to be like once April hits, to see how things pick back up. I know there's a potential for us to make some decent checks. I know that they're there. So we just have to get the miles to get to that. So I'm just willing to wait. And me having a co-driving with somebody that I'm close with, it's not that bad for me to where I'm feeling like I have to absolutely get off the truck. It's okay. So I really love the potential that I can make more money. So I hope that those days do come, because I'm just not trying to switch trucks or nothing like that. But pro number 2, it's almost like a road trip. Like me and Eli, we be playing music sometimes. We get out the truck, we go out to other places to eat, we stay in hotels. Sometimes we treat it as a road trip. At times it doesn't even feel like we're doing a job, because we be having so much fun. But then there are times when you're not. But the times where you are having so much fun, you tend to forget that it's the job, and you tend to forget about home, to the point where you feel homesick and that you want to be home. So I feel like I really like that. It's almost like having, depending on who your co-driver is, it's almost like having your own little personal therapist a little bit, because sometimes y'all just be sitting there and then y'all get to talking about some deep ass conversations, sharing goals, you know, motivating one another, inspiring one another. You could even have somebody to vent to talk to about what may be going through your head, to get that out of your head so that you could get back in the right space. So I feel like that's another pro to having a teammate drive with you. And I honestly suggest that if you are going to team, that you team with somebody somebody that you know has the same goals in mind as you, and somebody that's not fucking lazy. Because sorry about that, but you just cannot, it will not work if you have someone that's lazy and that has a poor work ethic. So that's pretty counterproductive to becoming a team anyway, to have someone that's lazy. And another pro is, you know, two sets of eyes are always better than one. It has been things that I have learned on the truck with Eli that I didn't learn with my trainer, vice versa. It's been things that he has taught me that he has done, little different, you know, tricks and stuff that he has taught me. And having a spotter and somebody that can help you in a situation where you might be struggling to get into the door. Sometimes you do have those situations where you struggle to do something, even with the amount of experience that we both have. I have 2 years and some change, and Eli just hit his 2 years. But those that aren't trucking know that time means nothing out here. You know, every day you're learning something new. So that's the last thing I wanted to share with y'all. I hope that I hit everything I wanted to hit. I didn't have a list with me or anything like that. Become Grind Mode certified by hitting the bell. Join the Grind Mode family by subscribing. Feel free to comment below. Ask me any questions if I missed anything. I try to be completely transparent with my answers. So let me know if you feel like something I might have said was wrong, or if you need me to clarify anything. But until next time, YouTube, I'll talk to y'all later.